Today we are going to draw a Romero Britto style dog or cat. So I will show you how to draw both. You get to choose which one you want to do. So I have some great examples here of Romero Britto's artwork. And let's get started. If you are going to draw a dog or a cat, you are going to start with a simple triangle in the center of your paper towards the top. This is going to be your animal's nose. So leave a little bit of space at the top of your paper. I'm going to draw a triangle for the nose. It is bigger than my finger, right? Bigger than my thumb. You want a nice size triangle. And then you're gonna draw a W shape for the mouth. So I'm gonna start in the middle and do one big curved line. And then I'm going to try my best to get the next curved line about the same size. This is gonna be the mouth. Do the same thing if you were doing a dog or a cat. Just a big triangle and a W. Now, I am going to add my eyes. You decide what you want your eyes to look like. Are they closed, little open like little dots, open with little shine marks? Or are they closed like a little curved line? Do they have eyelashes? I am going to give this one two tiny little eyes, just two little black circles. I'm gonna give this one some really big curved lines, like it's smiling. Maybe give it some eyelashes. I'm gonna make this a dog and this a cat. So if you are doing a dog, you are going to draw a curved line over the top of the head connecting the W. So I am just going to draw a big curved line and connect the W, and then give it some ears. What kind of ears does your doggy have? You decide. I see a lot of triangle shaped ears in Romero Britto's artwork, but he also has some curved ones. There's different styles of ears. So I'm going to go with a triangle shaped ear, and I need to try to make them about the same size, like that. And then if you are doing a kitty cat, you are going to come down the center of the face. This is where the chin's gonna be. I'm gonna put a little dot there. And then I'm going to draw a diagonal line at the bottom of the head. That's gonna be the bottom of the face. And then I'm going to draw two lines going up. So we have two vertical lines, and kitty cats have triangle ears. So I'm gonna go up, this is part of the ear, and then make it look like a little triangle shape here, and then connect the two. There's my little triangle ears. If that's hard to do, you could always just draw a line straight across and then do two triangles on top. I'm gonna give my little doggy here a little wagging tongue. I think that would be super cute. Now, before we move on to the body, I want you to think about what your animal has around its neck. Does it have a collar with a pretty little medallion here or dog tag? Does it have a bow tie? Maybe you don't want anything around the neck at all. That is fine. Over here, we have some kitty cats. Look, that one has a scarf, bow tie, a necklace. Maybe you have pearls. This one has like a little fluffy collar here. I think that's adorable. I am going to give my kitty cat a big bow tie. I think that would be really cute. So I'm just gonna do like a little circle there and little bow tie there. I want it to be really big. So you draw whatever you want around your animal's head. I'm gonna draw those lines. I can see that needs to be its neck, right? Over here, I'm gonna give my puppy dog a collar. So I'm gonna draw two lines. There's his collar there. And then it's gotta have a really cute little tag. So I'm gonna do a little bone tag. You might put a heart or a circle with a name in it. Maybe I'll add a name later. So for the legs on both animals, you're gonna do it exactly the same. So I'm gonna start down the center of my paper and I'm gonna draw a line. So I have my center line here, and then I'm going to draw my legs, and you wanna make sure that they're about the same size. Each leg is about the same size. So that I made it like a diagonal line there. If you do them straight, that can work too. So I made mine wider at the top and skinnier at the bottom, or you can just do them straight down. Either works, but I wanna try my best to make my legs the same size. Now I need my paws. Romero Britto does 2 little curved lines for the paws. If you want to make your paws look different, that's fine too. And then for the outside legs, or the back legs, you're going to draw a big C shape and stop before it touches the foot and do a curved line. So it's kind of like a candy cane or a C shape, and try to do the same thing on this side. Try to make it about the same size. There we go. And then if you want to add a tail, you can. In a lot of Romero Britto's pictures, you can't see the doggy or cat tail, but you can here. So that is up to you if you want to add a little tail. Maybe I'll add a tail on this guy. He's got a little waggy tail there. So kitty cat, same thing. And of course, if you want a tail, add your tail. All right, so now think about, do you want to add anything else to your animals? I think this guy would look really cute with some little dots where his little whiskers would be. I could add something on his head or add a name here. So do you want to add a hat, or do you want to add a crown? I think I'll add a crown, a little crown to this little guy here. So you can do it differently than this, of course. I'm going to add 3 little zigzag kind of pointy lines, or 1 little zigzag line here, and I'm going to add some little circles at the top. And then on this kitty cat, I think I'm going to leave the head alone, but I do want some whiskers. So I'm going to draw 3 whiskers. So now we have our animals drawn. The next thing you need to do is create a few little sections in your animal. So if you look here, you can see how Romero Britto drew just a few lines inside the cat, not a bunch. See those black lines? And here we have different sections. Some of the ears are the section of their own. Do you want a spot on your doggy's face, or the paws a different color? You could just draw a few little sections on your animal, not a bunch. Okay, so I have just a few lines. Pick like 3 to 4 areas to draw some lines. And each section needs a different design. Maybe you don't have anything. Maybe it's gonna be a solid color. Maybe you have stripes or polka dots, or maybe just some lines or hearts on it. Simple designs. And if you're drawing something like circles, make them really big so that you can color them in really nice and neatly. So I'll do some polka dots on this doggy's ear. Maybe I will do some big stripes on this ear. And I think I will leave this plain, and I will add some flowers on the face here. I want to make sure I draw them big enough so that I can color them in later. And then I want some hearts on the leg. And a lot of times he repeats his design, so polka dots here. We got stripes here, polka dot. So you can repeat your design ideas if you would like to. I'm gonna add some more polka dots. I love a good polka dot. And maybe I will add some stripes here. And then I will leave these everything else solid colors. I think I'll do some lines here. And then you would do the same thing for the kitty cat. Add your designs however you would like. I have this little kitty cat that I have already designed and painted. I think it turned out really cute. I have some simple lines and dots. I have some flowers, some circles here, and stripes, and it's all done. So you don't have to add a lot. It's really busy with even just a few because you're gonna add lots of fun colors. I am going to finish the puppy dog to show you how to color and paint it. You would do the same thing if you drew a cat. So I want you to remember one thing: whatever you do not color with crayon, you are going to paint. So I want you to focus on only coloring the little designs that you drew on the puppy dog. Okay, maybe the little nose and the tongue, and look at that. If you have a crown or something like a collar medallion or something and you want it to be gold metallic, don't color it because we can get our gold paint out for that. So I'm gonna use my construction paper crayons. These are really vibrant and bright. I love using these. These are kind of softer, a little bit softer than regular crayons, and they are really nice to use. They have a really nice quality to them. Okay, so now I am ready to start painting. So I have some watercolor paints, and I really wanted some neon color water paint, so I just made my own. I have some really watered down neon tempera paint here, so I am making do with what I have. So you're gonna do a really light wash of paint on your dog or cat. If you want something to stay white though, you have to be really careful not to get any paint in that area. I am going to wet my brush with the watercolor paints. You want to just wet it and gently swirl your brush on top of the paint so that it's nice and watery. And I am going to carefully paint with just a tiny bit of paint on my brush. A little bit goes a long way. And I am making my paintbrush dance on top of my paper, kind of like a little ballerina. So you don't want to press very gently, very softly. And if you get outside the lines a little bit, that's okay, because we're gonna cut this guy out. Wash your brush when you're ready to switch colors. Now, a little trick, if you want to make sure you don't get too much paint on your brush, I'm going to just gently get some paint on there, and then I'm going to take it over to this side and just kind of dab it off a little bit so that I don't get too much paint on my paper. And now I'm ready to paint my crown with a little bit of metallic paint, just a tiny, tiny bit of paint on the tippy tip of your paintbrush. How cute is he? All right, so we have our cat and our dog ready. Let's do our background now. Okay, so I am going to create a background. Now I have this one already made. We are going to glue our animal on top of it. So the idea here is to create a few big sections to put different designs in on your paper. Definitely take a look at some of Romero Britto's pictures. You can see his backgrounds are all very different, but they all have lots of color, lots of design, but everything is nice and neat and really bold. So I'm gonna start at the bottom. Here I did a curved line. I'm gonna do a little bit different. I'll just do kind of a diagonal line, kind of like that's the ground or the floor, my horizon line. And here I went ahead and I added some bushes because I noticed some of those in Romero Britto's picture. On this one, I am going to just draw some diagonal lines coming up, almost like a sunrise. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So you want about 4 or 5 lines to create a few sections. Make them big. And then decide what do you want in each section. Big, bold, and simple shapes or lines. So I am going to go with some simple stripes. on this section, I will add some flowers. Big, pretty flowers. Make it simple and big. And on this one, I am going to do some zigzag stripes. I want to color these in, so I want to make them thin so that I can color them in. And here I will do some polka dots. Gotta add my polka dots. And over here, I am going to add my little, I call them my little graffiti lines. Okay, and just like we did on our animal, we are gonna color in just the simple shapes or simple lines that we drew, and then we will paint the rest. Okay, and now we are ready to paint our background. Now, one of Romero Britto's trademarks are these big, bold, clean lines on his artwork. And as you can see, when I painted, it made some of my lines be faded and they're kind of thin. So you're gonna get an oil pastel, and you need to be very, very careful with these because they are, they need time to dry. I think of them kind of like painting a stick. So be careful not to smudge or smear your oil pastel, and you're going to carefully outline your dog. Do not outline the little tiny details, but I want you to outline very carefully and slowly. Give it a little pressure and outline the features of your dog. So I'm gonna do the ears, the head, the mouth, end of your cat. I'm gonna do the nose, my eyes. I'm not gonna do the designs. I'm just doing the parts of my doggy. Very carefully. So I'm outlining my legs and my feet. And then I'm going to trace just a few big lines. So maybe this line, and this line, and this line. And he is ready to be cut out and glued down to my background when my background, let's get his tongue there, is done. I'm gonna do the same thing with my background. I'm only going, if it's tiny details, do not trace it. So just the big, bold lines. All right, we just need to cut it out like I did here, and we will glue down our animal. Look how cute he is.